Steady now.
The Sojourn is one of many indies that offers a quieter, more concise message compared to lengthy AAA games that increasingly feature open worlds. Shifting Tide's debut, and to date only title, takes a page out of the book of competing puzzlers, while offering an abstract yet thoughtful narrative that requires as much grey matter as the brain teasers. It's just a shame that it grows a little long in the tooth, running out of tricks before you reach the end, with both puzzles and the environment descending into repetition. While the more gung-ho gamer will likely find little to uncover here, players, after a more cerebral experience, will find this a brief yet enjoyable outing. Taking place in an obscured land, players are merely guided by light. Divided into multiple chapters, each slowly unravels an individual story as you conquer puzzles, though certainly not in a traditional method. The narrative is entirely told through statues, issuing voice acting and cutscenes for visual interpretation. Analysing these statues unveils a story of growth, a battle against tyranny, and power struggles, though the style of storytelling means it may go over your head entirely, especially if you don't stop to read it in detail. While the writing occasionally comes off as a bit corny, like life advice you'd get from a fortune teller, it nonetheless proves oddly compelling for those willing to take a breather and analyse. The Sojourn offers a series of puzzles, each linked by a mini-hub which takes you further down the aforementioned narrative rabbit hole. Each challenge sees you attempting to free spirits of light, trapped within literal darkness cages. But the path there is often blocked and requires you to manipulate the environment to pass through. While simply reaching the end is enough to progress, a bonus scroll can often be gained on certain stages, which requires a bit of extra thinking and navigation to unlock. They not only extend the playing time, but also unlock bonus challenges that often prove amongst the most challenging teasers you'll come across. The lengthy list of puzzles, combined with 46 scrolls to earn, ensure the game lasts well above the 10-hour mark, especially if any of the challenges ahead leave you stumped. Puzzles benefit from some intuitive mechanics which focus on a light and dark realm. A myriad of statue types can only be used when in the latter, such as harps, which temporarily reanimate broken paths, or statues, which change position with the player. At first, static portals are the only way to swap between realms, but eventually, special gates and controllable beams come into play, adding complexity to later challenges. As you progress, further mechanics are layered on top, including chambers which duplicate transport statues and energy eyes which transport you to the Dark Realm so long as you stay in their sight. These twists keep the Sojourn interesting, at least initially. There are a couple of really satisfying puzzles that reward logic and careful thinking, and these prove the highlight of the experience. The problem is that, eventually, a sense of deja vu creeps in. While these new mechanics can spice up solutions as you move forward, you often find that a lot of layouts and challenges begin to repeat, with a lot of the same tactics required to complete stages. It doesn't help that, although abstract and eventually shifting between different palettes, levels grow a touch stale and lack the ingenuity needed to keep you visually interested. Eventually, you start to lose the satisfaction of overcoming these thinking puzzles, and instead feel a sense of relief as you brute force your way through another puzzle. The earlier stages actually felt a touch too easy, which compounds the problem that puzzles lack interesting design. On the flip side, later stages border on obscure and can feel like coming up against tedious brick walls. It's a shame, as it turns the Sojourn's interesting journey to tedium. The presentation is appropriately quiet, a modest yet attractively painted world that sometimes feels a bit too isolated. The bright colours and gorgeous lighting afforded by the Unreal Engine prove lovely. The slow building of environments as you enter looks cool, and swapping between the visually distinct light and dark realms proves smooth. Some noticeable dips in performance and a lack of pizzazz to the environments hurt the look somewhat, though it still proves mostly attractive. The audio, with a subtle soundtrack accompaniment that crescendos at the right time and clear sound effects, all feel the part. The lack of voice acting isn't a big deal, though as mentioned, the writing can feel a bit overdone. The Sojourn offers a quiet, sobering puzzle experience that ultimately runs out of ideas too quickly. Its slew of mechanics is undercut by repetitive design, both in terms of gameplay and level layouts, and it turns the latter half of the experience into something of a slog. While the abstract narrative and distinctive presentation go some way to redeeming the game, it's not quite enough to satisfy those who lack interest in slower paced experiences. However, for the patient gamer looking for something more thought-provoking outside of the AAA bubble, Shifting Tide's little puzzler may still satisfy you.